Niger and Benin is having a disagreement about trade agreement. So let's dive into it. So Niger signed an MOU with the Chinese National Petroleum Corp, which is CNPC for short, and they signed a $400 million deal with it, where they will pay for and build the pipeline in Niger, but within 1 year, within 12 months to be exact, Niger will repay that debt they owe. So it's not a long term loan. It's not a debt trap loan. It's for 1 year. The amount of oil they're gonna pump out to the Chinese oil giant, the 1 year, 12 months of pumping oil, giving them oil will cover the entire cost of the pipeline bill. So they will be free of them in 1 year. Benin also signed this trade agreement to allow the pipeline to pass through Benin to the port, so it can get put on ships from there to distribute. But Benin go renege and go back on their agreement that they signed, and now they are saying they're banning the oil from passing through. They have an embargo. So let's dive into it. Let's go back a little bit. Remember, ECOWAS, Benin is in ECOWAS along with Nigeria and Senegal and a couple other countries. They had banned, they had sanctioned Niger, the three Sahel countries, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. If you remember, that happened last year, and it wreaked havoc temporarily on the Niger economy and the citizens, because there are a few people who have gotten unalive because the hospitals wasn't getting the medicine they need, so people who needed it, unfortunately, passed, and it caused an issue for the white because they couldn't get food and stuff like that. So they have to find an export to use it. The king of Morocco had allowed them to use the port, which is cost more money to ship from there. So that's where we're at. Benin was a part of ECOWAS, and they also closed their borders. So listen to what the Benin president said here first, and then we're gonna dissect it. Take a listen.
We said economic relations and trade relations must be re-established so that goods, particularly oil, can cross Benin, be loaded and so on. But we have received no response. It would seem that the Niger authorities prefer Niger oil to cross Benin informally, to be loaded in our waters informally, because they believe that Benin is perhaps an enemy country, because the Benin authorities are
That's
enemies.
very disingenuous of the Benin president to say. They think they are partners. If you think they are partners and they should build and grow together, why did you ban, sanction, and close the border towards Niger when they really needed the assistance? You turn it back on them, and people got unalive for that purpose. Now, because your economy is in shambles now, that's when you go and say we're gonna over and sanctions Niger and open our borders to them. So now, 1 year passed, Niger economy has grown rapidly because of the uranium that they are selling now on market value, because the French used to steal um, the Niger uranium by paying 80 cents per kilo, while the actual price was €200 per kilo. So that's a big difference there. Anyway, so why did Benin actually close their borders from Niger shipping the oil to their port to get distributed? The EU president recently was in Benin. Is it coincidentally that this happened? Anyway, the EU president promised Benin $47 million they're gonna pump in the economy by buying. By I think he was saying that he was gonna buy drones and planes to fight terrorists. They always come with that. We're gonna help you fight insurgents and give you money. Benin should, in my opinion, Benin should have rejected this deal, because why they did not do this from beginning? Why are you gonna wait till now to help us get in Jones, when just because Abraham Traore bought Jones, now all of a sudden you're gonna bring Jones to Benin? Anyway, and the $47 million maybe could caught the ear of the Benin president. So, and Benin is also a puppet president, because the French is the one who tell him what to do, when, where, and how. So Niger close their borders now to Benin. Why? Because Niger is saying they have intelligence and reports that they have their enemies of Niger is in Benin, trying to cross the border to to cause wreak havoc and cause issue in Niger. Niger said, no, we cannot have that. We're gonna partially open our borders to Benin, so you can have trade, but partially, because you need to get rid of those enemies of Niger before we open it fully, which is a fact. Because if the France is retaliating because the sanction did not work and they tried to invade Niger did not work. So this is their retaliation for stopping Niger from regaining paying off their loan to the Chinese oil giant, which is the 400 million, which they will pay off in a month. And so for me, this is what is causing this issue. This is not Benin president himself. Is his masters pulling the strings? Why would it? Why is it so coincidentally that the EU president came and offered you 47 million euros to help you fight insurgents and to help do this and that? Why? It's too close to this issue. And then right after that, you close the border to for the oil not to pass through. And you're saying Niger is trying to make the oil pass through Benin illegally. It is impossible because you sign a deal with Niger and the Chinese National Petroleum Corp. Your signature is there. So how is it you want to renege on a signature you sign with Niger, your own black brothers, but you're not reneging on the deals you signed with the French and the Americans and the European Union? Why? Why are you only choosing this specific deal to not follow through on after? So you see, that shows that he's disingenuous and he's not doing this off his own accord. You're saying we should cooperate and trade, but this is not cooperating and trade when you are actually hurting your economy because you're gonna get money from this oil. You're not getting paid for the using your port and for the oil pipeline to pass through your country. As you can see on the screen, there's he's you see the line running through from Niger through Benin to the port. So he's getting paid for using his property, his country to pass island. It's not like it's free. So that's a lie he tell outright. So to show that he is a puppet of the European Union slash American slash French. So that's that. Why is it? You see, this is why Abraham Traore is my hero. The IMF is trying so hard to give loan to Burkina Faso, and Abraham Traore tell him no, we don't want no loan. We want to be totally independent and totally independent of all colonizers and Europeans. No loan from the World Bank, no loan from the IMF. We're gonna pay for everything we buy cash, which is what he's doing. He bought drones and helicopters, and he bought farming equipment and fertilizers cash. He pays for it. He's not free. He's not taking any loan. He's not on credit. So he doesn't owe anyone, and this is what Mali and Niger is as well is doing. So I said this. That is the core of a true leader when you do not take hands out. Cause this Benin president is taking handout money. That $47 million, you're gonna have to be recouped. You're gonna have to be recouped somehow, some way. And the EU is at all with Niger because of Niger not selling them uranium, the price of uranium also soared. It's soared. It's causing the for EU to pay more money for uranium. So that was brought up in the meeting he had in Benin with the president. They talk about Niger and the uranium. So to show you something is off. Why is it now? You want to come and stop this trade deal that they already have a signature on. So this to show you that this is how the West operates. When they can't get what they want, they do backdoor deals and sneaky deals and they try to pay off people so they can get what they want. And then they turn on and say the African presidents are corrupt when they're the ones who are pushing and financing the corruption in these countries. And these presidents need to be put out. These puppets, the Ramaphosa, for example, of South Africa, Nana Akufa of Ghana, the Benin president, I forget his name. I think his name is they have a funny name. Anyway, I can't pull his name right now. So these are a few of them we have to get rid of because they are not following they're not following through with protecting and working for their citizens. They're working against their citizens with and working with the Europeans, the colonizers. I'm not calling them Europeans, I'm calling them colonizers, imperialists. This is what these so-called older presidents are doing. They're not doing what these younger presidents are doing. Like even the newly elected president of Senegal, President Dayome, he's doing. I'm giving him some more time to see where he's actually going. I want to see. I cannot say right at this moment what he's doing, so let's just give him some more time. 6 months to a year. He's like a month, a little over a month. He's been being president of Senegal. So let's see what is gonna happen. It's a year from now. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section about Benin fighting against Niger and blocking the crude oil from passing through Benin, which he already signed a deal on and he's winning again. And that is what Niger president is saying. This deal has nothing to do with the border. This deal, you signed it. You was on board with it, and then all of a sudden after the EU president come to your country and visit you, promise a 47 million, all of a sudden you have an issue with the oil passing through. So let's see what comes of this, and let's see where it goes. And but Niger is hell bent on keeping their borders closed because they said that Benin have Niger enemies on their borderline trying to get at Niger citizens. So let's see how that goes, and let's see if Benin president gonna take a step back, reevaluate the situation, and work for his citizens instead of his puppet masters. And let's see if the Chinese gonna step in and mediate this issue as well, because they need their oil and they need their money, which they will get. And this is what a loan should be, temporarily and then repaid. So you're gonna be, as I said earlier, you're gonna be repaid in 12 months. Now you're gonna pay about the 400 million they owe to the Chinese National Petroleum Corp, the giant of the oil industry in China. So let me know what you think about this. Do you agree with my assessment? Don't agree? If not, just hit me up in the comment section. As you know, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. You don't know that works. It helps the channel to grow and also help me to be motivated to continue doing this and put videos out to you guys. Make sure you see what's going on the continent, where we stand, who is doing what, where, how, and why. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Boom.